Hey everybody, how are you doing? What is going on? I'm here with my good friend Reuben. You may know him. Reuben and I've got something to go over with you today, which is not a lot of fun. And Reuben's sentiment there expresses how we are feeling right now because we've got some news that you may or may not have heard about that is affecting a number of channels on YouTube right now. And so I'm going to try and cover this with you the best that I can from the information that I've gleaned from news articles and the internet and the Federal Trade Commission website and other places. So, and we'll say that I reserve the right to be wrong about some of this information, but I think the general gist of what I'm saying encompasses what we think is going on. And the bad thing is that this is going to impact Reuben's videos here on YouTube. So let me see if I can go through and cover all the points for you. Okay, so here's the deal. So this year, YouTube faced a fine of $170 million from the Federal Trade Commission for a violation of COPPA, which is the Children's Online Privacy Protection Act. And essentially what they did was they were collecting advertising from kids that were 13 and under, or under 13, I should say, and were using personalized ads towards children. Now, when you and I and the other adults cruise around the internet, the FTC says it's no problem for websites and companies to track us and get information about us, and then give advertising that is targeted towards us that is pertinent towards what we are interested in. And the problem with this is that they were doing it for kids that were 13 and under, or under 13, and that's not allowed. So $170 million fine came YouTube's way about, I think it was September. And they had to make some changes to make sure that that did not happen again. So a couple weeks ago, I got notice on our YouTube channel to say that we need to either designate Reuben's channel as for kids, intended for kids, or not intended for kids. And I didn't think much of it because we're not really targeted towards children. I think about less than 1% of all the views in 2019 were from the demographic of 13 to 17 years old. It's 99% as adult, but obviously there are kids younger than that do watch, I think sometimes on their own, sometimes with their parents. But regardless of that metric, we said, well, we're not designed for kids. We're going to keep it as for not for kids as the designation and go from there. But I got notice from a couple different people that we should probably look into that. And the articles that have been out there and what I've been reading saying that that's not so simple. The problem is that the rules that designate what is for kids and what is not for kids is completely vague and unclear. And there's potential huge ramifications and fines if you are found to be in violation of this. For example, even though we are not a children's directed content network, the subject matter that they look at, for example, one of the specific criteria from the act is that, or from the ruling, is that subject matter that is appealing to children, and one of the things specifically on there is pets. And I don't know about you, but this guy is appealing to adults and to children. But if someone from the FTC were to come along and look at him, also music is a category that they look at. And there's the possibility that if someone said, okay, you've got a dog that talks in subtitles, and you have cutesy music sometimes, and you have a cute dog subject matter, that could be construed as being for kids. Now, there's nothing that spells out exactly in the rulings that this is the case, but there's nothing that says that that's not the case. And it would be an individual who is making that decision. Here's the problem. The problem is that if we stay as a channel that is designated as not for kids and continue on as we are doing right now, and someone from the FTC reviewed our videos and said, well, we don't think that's the case. You have kids, you appeal to children. Then that is upwards of $42,520 per video fine. Now, it may not necessarily be that much, but that's what they can fine you for. And even though we have kind of taken this channel from we'll start out as kind of a hobby and put a lot of hours into it on evenings and weekends, a lot of hours actually, and we do get a small amount of income from it. And the income that we've gotten would be wiped out immediately by even one fine. So financially, as a family, that would be devastating, and we would not be able to keep doing it. So from a safety standpoint, basically this is driving our channel and thousands of other channels that have content that could be potentially construed as being kid-friendly off of YouTube, or at least to change it to kid-friendly designation. Now, what happens if we mark his videos as kid-friendly? Well, first of all, it's any kind of, you can't comment. All comments are disabled. So the entire community and what we built up here is gone. And that is probably one of the best things about doing this, is hearing from all you guys about your feedback about Reuben and how he's impacted you and what you like about him. And that's really the major reason why we keep going, is because that interaction between you guys and us has been fantastic. Let's see what else on there. You would there's no notifications of any videos that would come out. You can't like or dislike. You can't. The video is not going to be searchable at all. Essentially, it's going to be removed from search algorithms. The video can't be suggested or recommended to anyone, and essentially any income that we make from it would go down to essentially nothing. So essentially, we'd be making videos and putting them out and just into the universe, and not really knowing what's going on with them or getting any feedback, or it's just not the same thing. It's not. So we've got to make a decision as to what we are doing with this. It's not until December 31st that we have to decide, but if we are leaning right now towards, unless there's further clarification from the FTC, to go ahead and mark it as just as kid-friendly and kind of be done with that. The videos will still be out there in some form, I guess, but it's going to be harder to find, and it's just going to be it's going to be a whole different. This is not what we have grown and have been enjoyed doing. So we are going to think about things from now until the end of the year and explore other platforms that maybe we can go to. I'm not really interested in going to like a Patreon is one place. It's a pay platform where you have to pay per video or for access to his videos. I'm not a real fan of putting up a paywall for people to have to see his stuff. Possibility is having a page on Facebook and posting there, because at least we can interact with you guys. And there's a couple other options, but we're not making any decisions now. We've got until the end of the year to look into that. But it's not fun. It's not a happy time. Reuben's beside himself, as you can see, right? I would be too. So because what we built with you guys has been fantastic, and the amount of time and effort that we put into it has really been enjoyable. And we just hate that it's kind of being damaged for something that is so unclear in what they're asking from us. But that's kind of what we have to do to be safe. But there's a lot of other channels on the internet that are on YouTube that are in the same boat as we are. So I guess the question is, what can you do about something like this? There's two things. I'm going to put links in the description, the video description, that you can go to. One of them is a petition. It's on change.org, and is a petition basically requesting that the FTC look at their rules again and make them clearer for family-friendly channels like ours, and you can read about the description, what they're asking for. It has about 600,000 signatures right now, so a lot of folks are on that one. I'm going to put a link to that one, and I'm also going to link to the Federal Trade Commission, which through December 9th is accepting public comment on their decision and taking feedback on it. So if you do feel that you have something you'd like to say, what maybe you know someone who has their own channel, maybe you just enjoy this channel and you can say what this has meant to your family or to yourself, but do so in a respectful manner, and I'll put the link on there as well. I think I'll also include, if I can find it again, there's a couple of videos out there. One of them was from a social media attorney who explained COPPA in his own words, and again, and the fact that it's so unclear. I think it's about 15, 17 minutes long. It's a long video, but it does give a lot more details as to the act itself and how confusing it is. So I'll put a bit of that information out there for you guys, so you can peruse that. But you can search the web yourself for COPPA on YouTube and see a bunch of information. And I guess that is it. So in the meantime, we are going to continue making videos through the end of the year. And if we are forced to do them on another platform of some sort, I'm not sure that we'll have it in the same quantity or the same fashion. I'm not sure what this will be. We are still going to be on Instagram. I know not everybody's on Instagram, but that's really easy to sign up for. And if you've got a phone, we'll be there with pictures and shorter videos of Reuben. And it's at Reuben the Bulldog on Instagram. So that is it for now. So sorry to have to be the bearer of bad news for this, but hopefully something will be quote unquote fixed, I guess, and this won't impact us and many other channels out there in the meantime. So thank you guys. Thank you all for being supportive, and take care. Thanks to everyone for watching, and don't forget to hit the red subscribe button to be alerted the next time a Reuben video comes out. Take care.